All right, welcome back, y'all. How it's growing. We're starting with the balcony garden today. Just doing a check in on everything out there. You see the hot banana peppers along with my citronella plant because we like to keep those mosquitoes away. Also, my tomato plants are growing like crazy. I can't wait until the tomatoes start coming in. I think those are the sugar sweet tomatoes there. So I'm interested to see how those come out. And not to get lost in the middle, we have the green peas, the sugar snap peas. It's growing quite a bit as well, followed by my other tomato plant here that you can see they are both growing like weeds, and I hope that they will produce lots of tomatoes. And you also see that I have started clipping them a little bit just to give them some stability. That one was starting to lean forward, so I just clipped it just a little bit to help it stay upright. And then we have my peppers here. One of them, it looks like actually some little buds hiding under this first one here, under the Cuban nail ones. Looks like there are some little buds starting to come in, which is awesome. And I can see them very clearly here on this other this is the poblano, I believe it is, peppers. Yes, they are also starting to come in, so I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of weeks there's actual like peppers showing, like baby peppers starting to produce. So can't wait. Peppers are usually pretty easygoing, and once they get started they also go crazy. Here we're checking in on the herbs. You see all my mint collection. That's spearmint in the back. And then you have sweet mint as well. Mojitos will be happening for Cinco de Mayo. Chocolate mint flourishing. Catnip at the back. And that's my spearmint from last year that's coming back as well. That's in the front. So the smaller one is a regrowth. So it's doing pretty well to be a regrowth too. Rosemary down on the bottom row, and then Italian oregano at the back, and lemon balm, which is also a regrowth from the previous year as well. So all the herbs are doing amazing. All right, y'all. Here is a little check in on the seeds that I started. So, as you guys know, one of the collard seeds did go ahead and sprout. So, you can see it over there. And I'd almost given up on them, thought nothing would happen, but it did give me a sprout. I will be moving it probably near the window soon so it can get real sunlight. Right now, it's kind of living off of the Aero Garden grow lights, but if you continue to leave it under the artificial light, sometimes that will cause it to grow stringy or leggy rather. So I am going to move it over to start getting real light and gradually introduce it to that maybe in the next week or so. Now with these other two, another collard and one oregano, I nothing ever happened. So what I did was I put some new seeds in last night, and I didn't originally start it under these grow lights. So I'm gonna see if it makes a difference and if anything happens. So it'll probably take at least a week or so before anything happens based on just a normal time frame. So we'll see. And again, I'm using the Jiffy seed starting soil. And I also bought something else that I may use for seed starting, and I'll show you that probably in another separate video. I'm just going to keep this one to the plants themselves. And I am going to make a separate video where I show you just kind of what I use and have used in my gardens and with my house plants over the years. Also, just an Aero Garden check-in. I did make a salad recently, so that's why the lettuce looks this way. But as you can see, it's growing back in. And if you look close enough, you can see where the smaller leaves are coming in, where it's regrowing. If you're not familiar with romaine lettuce, it can definitely take off. And once it gets growing, it will give you tons of lettuce. And as you harvest it, it will grow back. So, as you can see there, those are little leaves that are coming back after I have already harvested and made salads with those leaves. So it's doing great. I think I'm going to start another Aero Garden with just romaine because I want to have lots of salads in my future. And so spinach was in the other part of the Aero Garden, but we saw it did grow. It did sprout, but then it started to bolt, and you saw the pollen everywhere. So I cleaned all that up and tossed those. And I think right now I'm going to leave this one with just this lettuce and let this do its thing for now. And then I'm going to set up another Aero Garden that has all lettuce as well. And I know I don't always focus or feature the houseplants that frequently. Get some light here. But I did want to show you guys the houseplants over here on my wall of houseplants. Um, this first golden pothos is a propagated or a result of a propagation that I did. So if you've been following me for a while, you guys know that my first propagations were cuttings from from one golden pothos plant, and as you can see, it is thriving over here. And then also these are two um, Chinese evergreens, and you have the red variant there. Of course, you can see some new leaves coming in, new growth. And then these two, this one was a rescue as well. Both of them actually were considered like rescue plants from Lowe's, like the last chance clearance plants. And these two, this grew since I've had it, but Chinese evergreen plants are slow growing. And so we'll see if I don't know if it's going to grow any more leaves or if these are just going to hang out or what's going to happen. But that's what we have so far. And they do seem to be healthy at least. Um, and then up top, we have just the ZZs, and the ZZs are doing their thing. As you can see, the Raven ZZ is in the middle and it has lots of new growth. That lighter green is a new growth stem. When it first grows in, it does grow in green like normal, and then it darkens up over time. So there's actually two, three, it's quite a few stems. You can see any of the light green is a new growth. So you can see it has a lot of new growth coming in. So it's doing well. And also on this one, which has been pretty stable, for a long time, I noticed that it had a new branch hidden in there. I don't know if you guys can see some of the oops, smaller branches there, kind of hidden in the middle coming in. So this is the season for the ZZs, and they are growing. So I wanted to just make sure that I do include the houseplants every once in a while. But that's how they are growing in the houseplant sector.